No, it was no.
Good morning, everyone. Donna and Casper here. How are you today?
Casper and tired, Donna. Not doing that 4 a.m. Just got your alert. Not doing that 4 a.m. anymore. Ever. Days to recover from it.
You are your own worst enemy.
I was having so much fun.
Yeah, but you see, remember when we were kids and we thought we were out having so much fun, and then you had to get up in the morning?
I bounced back, no problem. I don't
No,
think
we're not as young as we used to be, sweetheart.
No, it's too much. And then, going to Wally World all day yesterday. It wasn't going to Wally World wasn't helpful. That whole scene, I'm still like in shock. I'm in shock of what I experienced yesterday. Completely in shock.
I'm trying to picture how it was actually set up. It wasn't actually a storage facility, or it was?
So it was 4 or maybe 5 storage facilities. Each facility had, it started off with 100, but then people paid off their debt. So it went down to like maybe 70, maybe. I don't know how many were at the first because I missed the first. They had to have been like maybe 18 or 20 at the first. I'm not sure. And then, let's say hello to everybody.
Yeah, let's say good morning and we'll talk about
it. And I'll tell you all about it.
And Dollz Dolly, first one in the room this morning. Good morning, Dolly. She's got a busy day too, finishing up her storage unit today.
Good morning. Good morning, Donna.
Donna, Flippin Frozen. Good morning. And my good friend Don Bargain Hunter. Welcome, Don.
Don. I'm so glad you're here to have coffee with us.
And Sandie Brown. Good morning.
Hey, Sandie.
And Deb, DLC Haberdashery. Good morning.
Hello.
Lisa, Flippin Crazy. Good morning. Good morning. Don says having that first cup of coffee is always so good in the morning. So true.
It's true. I love it. You have to whisper to it, I love you. And it tastes even better. Mm-hmm. Good morning, Myra.
Good morning, Myra.
Sergeant Spork, good morning. I'll start the bidding. A loaf of apple cinnamon roll bread. Yum.
Oh my God, that sounds so good.
It's homemade since he posted it. Oh, look at his picture. Look at his new picture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love that.
And Tanya, good morning, Tanya. Diane Matthews, thank you for coming. And my beautiful Jennifer Hayes, good morning, good morning. And a new name in the house this morning, Darlene Priest, good morning.
Good morning, Darlene. Thank you for joining.
So how is everybody today? How are you? Tired?
I'll go first. Tired. And we've got a big meetup. Oops.
Rookie with me.
The meetup today in West Palm Beach.
What time is that scheduled for?
It's scheduled for 11. So I need to jump off here maybe 10 minutes early so that I can just get myself together. And I may have to pick up Jeremy and George and bring them. So that's going to add a couple of minutes. It's only right across the bridge from my house. But
yeah, you're taking Wonder Woman too, right?
Oh gosh, that's right. She wanted me to pick her up. I don't think I'm gonna have time to pick her up. She hasn't texted me, so.
Yeah, and what about Dolores?
She lives in Jupiter, so it's like 20 minutes the opposite direction, and then I don't think I'm gonna have time this morning to pick her up. Dolores is going to Boca, so she's gonna try to hit us on the way back home from Boca. So no, I don't have to pick up Dolores.
Right, that's good.
Yeah. So anyway, so we were talking about, I was telling you the experience of, so what it is it's not Storage Treasures or Locker Fox, which are the two pretty prominent online storage unit storage unit buying places, online buying places that have presence here in South Florida. It's Public Storage, and what they do is they have their district managers as their auctioneers, which that makes me wonder. Maybe their district managers have their auction license. That's very interesting.
Maybe. Good morning, Arthur.
That's very interesting. Is it really? How they can do that. Let me just respond. This is my friend Mike, and he's coming from Fort Pierce to the meetup, and that's like an hour and a half north. I'm just going to tell him I'm online live. And
send him the link. Tell him to come in.
No, he won't. He's shy.
He doesn't have to show his face. He's only chatting in the chat.
I asked him to do that because I had told him all about PayPal working capital, and he's like the type of man when he did like all this like mega research on it. And I asked him if he would come on and like tell the audience for those who don't know how working capital works to kind of like what he learned, and he said no.
All right.
That's another episode. Anyway, so Penny Day, good morning.
Good morning, Penny.
So what you do is you go from all of these and you're not allowed to videotape. I took some pictures kind of like secretly. They don't want you videotaping. They don't want you taking pictures. I talked a little bit about that last night during our auction, that I got caught by the auctioneer when Jeremy was bidding up on a unit. I wanted to get like the final moments of the bidding, and I was being discreetful, and he caught me and made me come over and delete it. Chris the Goose, good morning. No, they do not have their license. They are technically selling their own possessions. How they get around it? Really? Yeah, because I know, like, I can sell my own possessions, so I don't need to have a license. That's why I can call my own auctions. But technically, well, I guess they do own the possessions because they leaned the units and it's theirs. But yeah, that's interesting. I'm
feeling better, Dee. This thing is just hanging over me. It's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, so that's what they do. So you go from facility, you start at one facility and you go from bay to bay to bay, and he just calls the auction. He calls it 3 times, and then whoever bid up on it, they won. But so I don't go to live auctions ever. My last live auction was, technically my last live auction was like 7 years ago, but really I hadn't gone to a live auction for 18 years. Was the last time really I went to a live auction. And then I went to one, which I didn't like the experience. And then this is again now 8 years, and I didn't like the experience again. But people always say that you can get the units for good morning.
Morning, Destiny.
Hello, Destiny. Thank you for joining. Let's see. What did Don say? Hey, Donna, remember the creepy doll heads that no one wanted that I just last week, someone came here and ended up selling the 2 for $100. Did even have a chance to list them. Which creepy doll heads?
I think you sold him a lot of creepy dolls.
I did?
Yeah. Way back when.
Awesome, Dawn. I love hearing stories like that. Thank you so much. That is good morning, Tommy. Wow. See, I love that. I love hearing stories like that. I think that's phenomenal.
Morning, Shane.
Hi, Shane. Hello. I'm going to laugh every time I see Shane's name now, because I did a poll on eBay. Should I have a pop-up auction or not?
Oh, so you didn't get mine, didn't register, huh? I said no.
Oh, I didn't go back. I didn't go back. I didn't see it.
I see. I was right because you're still paying for it.
Paying for it. Shane's response was "duh."
Good morning, Tommy.
I thought that was hysterical. Duh. Yeah, so that's it. So then you go from, but a lot of so people say that you can get the units for a lot less at live auctions than you can online because it's really easy to bid online, and a lot of people do it. So this group of people that were there yesterday, they all knew each other, and they all sell at the flea market, the local flea market down here, and yeah, they all knew each other. And they all like bid against.
See, I don't know if I agree with that 100%. I don't know. I think every situation is unique because, to your point, these people kind of are doing it on a regular basis. So I think they would tend to bid each other up a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, the first unit that I bought, I think I got it for the price that I got it for was because it was just the time of year, right? Where people, I mean, you bought those 3 during Thanksgiving week, right? So it's the same thing. I don't think I'd ever get that unit for $60 again. I think it's the fact that nobody right now, this time of year, number one, it was indoors, but it wasn't heated or air conditioned really that much. So it's cold. It's a bad time of year. If you don't have storage, you're bringing it to where you can't afford to bring it, my house, right? So there's a lot of, and to me online, there's a little more mystery in it because I think when you're there, you can really look. I still look at those pictures online and I say, I don't know how they get away with them because every time I try to zoom into a picture, it's more blurry and blurry and blurry. And I swear they do that on purpose.
It all depends on the person too, because let me tell you this, the one unit that Jeremy and George bought, he showed me the picture. It was down here in West Palm Beach. He showed me the picture of it and he says, you see what I see in it? And I looked and I'm like, is it this? No. Is it that? No. Is it this? No. Is it this? That's the Marriott calling me, asking me if I want 2 free nights, if I pay for 2 free nights. They call me like every 2 days. I've told them a million times to take me off their calling list. So, and I was like, nope, don't see it. No, don't see it. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I see it. And it was a box that said safe on it. And he goes, nope, that's not it either. But it has to do with that. And I'm looking and I'm like, all right, uncle, I don't see what you're seeing. Like, why are you bidding up on this unit? This was an online auction he was bidding on. Before he arrived in town, he was still out of town, but he was on his way. And he's like, okay, pan down under the box, next to the yellow thing, above the orange thing. And I saw it and it was black. And I said, what is that? And he said, that's the safe. I said, that's a safe? He goes, yep. I'm like, how do you know that's a safe? He goes, because I have a trained eye. He says, I just know it's a safe.
Right.
And so sure enough, he bought it and there was a safe in the unit. And I haven't had a chance to watch that video yet. I've just been so busy. But yesterday's auction, another unit he bid up on, and it was because it had a guitar, and he's looking for that expensive guitar. And I only watched a few minutes of that video. You guys, you can go watch that video too. And after he bid on it, and he bid high on it, I said to him, was it because of the guitar? Is that why you bid so high on it? And he said, he goes, yeah. And I said, did you see the leather jacket? And he goes, no. I said, yeah, there's a leather jacket in there. I said, I saw the sleeve with the quilting on the sleeve, like it looks like a rider's jacket or something. He goes, no, I didn't see it. So I watched a few minutes of the video. And he mentions in the video, he goes, and here's the leather jacket that Donna saw that he didn't see when he was bidding on it. But he was so focused on that guitar because him and the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was so focused. But when I looked really quick in the unit, I saw. So it all depends on like what you see.
Listen, it's like you and I go into a garage sale, and I'm so tuned in, let's say, on clothes and glass, and you're so tuned in on Build-A-Bear and, I don't know, ties, right? Because we all have an experience that has always put us in a different category. And a lot of people at garage sales, say, oh, I can't go there at 12 o'clock because it started at 8:30 and everything good is going to be gone. And that's not necessarily true. It's the same thing. It's whatever your eye is tempted to look at. Listen, I had the storage unit that I bought. That wasn't even the unit I wanted. There was 2 other units I wanted. The dusty one. I showed it to you. And then the other one, there was guitars. There was all kinds of musical stuff in there, including games, like game consoles and stuff like that. And because it was my first unit, I kind of had a cap in my mind and I wasn't going over it. And the girl that got it, I met her at the storage unit. What a score. Oh my God. But it was tough to move it. There was amps and all kinds of big, stage sound equipment and everything. But she got a score. And I think she only paid a little over $300 for it.
Oh my God. And then there was this guy that bought a unit that they opened up. The entire unit. I said to George, I'm like, good morning, Courtney. Good morning, honey. Thanks for joining us. And
hey, Mark, MT Picker in the house. Hey, another new person I don't recognize. Levi Apparel. Good morning.
I kept saying, I don't know if, Chris, I don't know if you heard me last night, but every unit that we went to that had wooden furniture in it, I kept saying, I would say out loud, I'd say, this is a Chris the Goose unit. This is a Chris the Goose unit. And I had told Jeremy and George, that Chris breaks up all the wooden furniture and burns it. And so finally the auctioneer, he heard me say it. He goes, what is a Chris the Goose unit? I said, it's just a Chris the Goose unit. It's just something that I call. But one of the units that they opened up, on the ground was all this sawdust. And I said to George, I'm like, this unit's infested with termites. And she's like, she looked and she's like, yeah. And I said, yeah, see all the sawdust? That's all termites. She goes, oh, yeah. And some guy, I'd have to ask my husband, because my husband came with us yesterday. Some guy paid like $370, maybe almost $400 for a unit full of wood furniture, completely infested with termites. And when that happens, I've spoken to the storage facility managers before. It's not that the storage facility is not doing their job and keeping the critters and the cockroaches and the termites out of the facility. They do spend a lot of money in exterminating these facilities. I don't know about this one that we went to, because it was kind of like in the hood, this one that we went to, and they were outside units. I usually try to bid on indoor units. I have bid on outside units. You've seen my videos. But
well, the NASCAR unit was an outdoor unit, right?
Oh, that was an outdoor unit. Yes.
So you just don't know.
Yeah, that was an outdoor unit. But it's not the facility that doesn't do their job. It's that people bring the crap in
from their homes.
Yeah, so the termites, they come from the people's homes, like that's in the furniture, or the cockroaches, mice. When they move in the stuff, they move in all the critters,
Yeah, because I'm amazed that secondary unit that I picked up for $20, that was, they got maybe 5 things in there that worthy of selling. He had bags of food. Like, who puts food in a freaking storage unit? All you could smell was the curry, all the spices. He had a bag of spices, and it was like, ugh.
Oh my God. We went in one of the facilities. We went to the 3rd floor. It was inside unit. The minute you got off the elevator, something hit you, that a smell, like it hit you in the face. Like, oh my God, the smell was so bad. Someone had something in one of those storage units that was rotting away and disgusting. That's like one of my biggest fears. Like, I will not bid on a unit that has a deep freezer or a refrigerator. I will not bid on one of those units because I'm so afraid of finding like a dead animal, or people do crazy things. Like, they can't afford to cremate their cats or dogs and they freeze them. And I knew a woman who had like 2 dead cats frozen in her freezer because she didn't have, she was old and she couldn't bury them. So she froze them in her freezer. It was disgusting. She was a hoarder. It was awful.
Yeah, well, you've seen some of those hoarder people too, where they have like, just carcasses all over the house of dead cats.
Oh my God. So yeah, when we got off the elevator, I mean, people were like, oh my God, oh my God. And the district manager, he smelt it too, and he was right there. But what's he going to do? Send a notice to every single unit on that floor in that area and say, we want to inspect your unit for smell? How do they deal with something like that? But it was disgusting. It was so gross. It was really, really gross. When people are evicted, they don't have time to sort out the pantry. Yeah. And then a lot of the times, like I came across a unit that clearly someone kicked somebody out and put all of their stuff in storage. And I mean, I don't know how they got the information, because you need to show your ID, you need to show your identification. Many years ago, we had a unit, and when we cleaned it out, there were termites under some boxes, came from the soil through a crack in the concrete pad.
Yeah, that's, you know what, we live on Long Island. It's a very big termite infested location because of the sands. And there's probably not a house, and being in mortgage for 33 years, there's probably not a house that had some kind of, over the years, termite damage, especially like, basements and things like that. So it's only recently, since all the new kind of infestation equipment has come, where they've done that underground stuff all around the perimeter of a house or a building. And I saw it like at the storage unit that I went to. They had it all around the whole building. You know what the units look like, but they have to. There's just some areas that are I'm sure you have a lot of termites there where you are in Florida.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Do you guys, when you do a mortgage for people, do they do that living organism thing on the house?
A lot of banks now don't require a termite inspection. FHA is still kind of the one that it's the only one that will require certain inspections. But conventional mortgages today, they don't require all those inspections. However, it is in the buyer's due diligence to have those things done, so that if there is any kind of major structural termites can cause a major structural problem. If God forbid they get into a main beam and, hollow it out or something. So, I mean, it's always,
yeah, no, it's a big problem down here. You see houses tented down here. The entire house, the entire building, the entire like apartment building, you see them. It's kind of weird. You see them tented when either the termites are out of control or the cockroaches are out of control. And I think there's a lot more presence of cockroaches. Well, palmetto bugs, which
right, the bigger ones, right? Yeah.
I mean, they're not really cockroaches. They're called palmetto bugs, but they call them cockroaches down here. There's a huge presence of those down here because of the heat. See, you guys have that deep freeze up north, so I think it kills off a lot of the bugs, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, unless you're living in filthy decor, especially here on Long Island, you're not running into a lot of roaches and things like that, unless it's an eating establishment, and if they're not taking care of it, that's another problem. But you find it more in the inner city, like New York City, where things are so close and crammed, and people are really on top of one another, that it's more of a problem. Not that I haven't seen it in my life. Believe me, years ago when I waitressed, I was in diners for many years. That was always my second job. And, you always knew when they were around and it was time to exterminate and stuff. And, thank God when we had our food place, we never had, knock on wood, never had an issue, never brought one home. But I brought one home from the diner one day to my apartment. I'll never forget it. I stayed up all night looking for this thing because I didn't want it to infest my apartment.
Yeah. Was it Don wrote, he says, I could never understand why someone will pay storage to storage their junk. It's true. Don, I have bought storage units where people have, well, I mean, there's been hoarders units where people just save bags and bags and bags of just junk. But then there's been other storage units where people have saved empty boxes, just empty boxes of stuff. And then like a big bag of literally dirty laundry. Like they took their laundry and dirty laundry, stuck it in a bag, put it in the car, drove it to the storage facility, unlocked their unit, and put a bag of dirty, filthy, rotten. I mean, it's I don't understand that. Broken toys, and like some units that I've bought have been like, because I don't do video of every unit that I buy. I mean, I should, but I don't. Like, look at the Call Girls unit that I just did. I mean, that would have made for a great video. There was so many great items in that, and I still haven't gone through, a lot of that stuff.
Not this thing, yeah, not just termites, carpenter ants. See, that's something we have a problem with here. I don't know if you have a problem with those, but like especially spring and especially wet, and it's been very wet here in the Northeast. So this spring, I'm sure, and you start to see them. We have to be sprayed for ants all the time.
No, I don't think carpenter ants live here in Florida. I've never ever seen a carpenter ant ever. So I don't know if they survived the heat. I don't know if it's a cold weather bug. But yeah, no, we never see them.
And good morning, Sheila D. Didn't get a chance to say hi. Good morning, Craig, John Jones. Who else did we miss?
Tanya came in.
No, Tanya's been here. Yeah.
Oh, she has been? Okay.
You were playing with your phone when I said hi to her earlier.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't playing. I was responding. I was responding because I got the meetup. I got to go get ready. I got to leave here and I got to leave.
And you said the meetup is what time? 12?
No, 11.
Oh, 11. Okay. All right. No, because you mentioned you might go live from the meetup. So,
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I can. Or maybe I'll just record some of it. I don't know. We'll see. If I have to storage anything, I don't need it. Well, see, Dawn, down here, it's a little bit different because we don't have attics or basements. Florida homes are not built with attics or basements. So it's not like the Northeast where you have a full basement that you can put things in or a full attic that you can put things in. So a lot of people down here, they'll just pay for a storage unit, which to me, it makes absolutely no sense at all. Like I've looked at storage units online that's just been Christmas decorations, Halloween decorations, Easter decorations. Like people will pay, $50 a month or $75 a month and get a storage unit that's like the size of a walk-in closet because they may live in a condo or an apartment and they don't have a place to put their Christmas tree and all of their decorations. I bought a unit that was full of Christmas and Easter. It had St. Patrick's Day, and then it had a whole bunch of crafting supplies like scrapbooking making stuff and tapes and scissors and all that kind of stuff. So that's what she used to store in her storage unit. She probably didn't have like a crafter's room at home or a place, an attic or a closet or anything to store that stuff. So this woman paid, whatever it was, like $75 a month to store her Christmas decorations and crafting supplies. It's such a waste of money to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, people do that. I love bacon. I
love bacon too. Tanya's making bacon for everybody. Thank you, Tanya.
Myra says in rural Florida, many people buy sheds, but places with HOAs don't allow them. Yeah, you can't put a shed in my community.
Good morning, Benny. How are you? Thank you for stopping in.
I've been in Florida for 35 years, so he knows that there's no attics or basements down here. So people that, like to have stuff.
Yeah.
To get a storage unit. Or they put it in their garage. That's why there's so many more storage units, I think, down here than there are up north.
Probably. Well, they can't build another house or apartment building or whatever. I can't believe that the housing that's still going up here. It's crazy.
So I did something a little bit sneaky yesterday when we were at the storage unit.
Did you? What'd you do?
When I was in the office signing in, the woman had the piece of paper of the names of the people that had the liened units that were being auctioned off. And that is public information. They do have to.
Oh, I know. The 2 units, they have their name right on the top of the paper that you sign.
Yeah, they have to publicly make that known. So
yeah.
When she turned her back, I took a picture of it. I mean, I could have searched for it on the internet, but I took a picture of it. So while we were waiting for the district manager to come, George and I were looking up the people on Facebook to see if the units that were going up for sale. And we found a couple of them. We found a couple of them on, we were laughing so hard, but there was this one guy, he was like gangster, not gangster, but gangster.
Right.
Not gangster. And his pictures on Facebook was all about marijuana and pot and, you know, spelling words like DA and like, you know, their own language kind of words, you know what I'm talking about, with big gold chains and, you know, whatever. So George and I were like, that's a unit. So we looked him up. We found him on Facebook. We found all those pictures of him. So then I said to George, I said, now look up his name and just write the word arrest next to it. Because if you just write the word arrest, if that person has ever been arrested, it will come up on the internet. So he was arrested in New
Oh, don't write that next to my name.
So he was arrested in New Jersey recently.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why he lost his storage unit. So we were like, okay, maybe that's one that we should bid on. And that one did sell up. I think they paid like over $300 for it. But while we were we kind of forgot because there was so many units. There was so many units for sale. And George and I forgot, like we even forgot to tell Jeremy that maybe, you know, that's one. Because, you know, gangsters, guns, jewelry, stolen items, you never know what you're going to find in them, right?
Right.
But we forgot to tell Jeremy. But when they actually, I just peeked in really quick and then I moved away because there was 2 guys or 3 guys like bidding against it. Jeremy didn't bid against it. And so when they closed the bid, I was walking past and I stood up on my tippy toes and I looked and there was a baseball hat with a big pot leaf on it, a big black one with a big green pot leaf. And I looked at George and I'm like, what was the number of that unit that we were, you know, going to try to bid on, the gangsters unit? And she looks up and she goes, it's that one. And so we forgot that, but that would have been an interesting unit just because we profiled the guy. I want to be Donna. What does he mean by that? What are they saying? So just because,
good morning, James.
Just because of the profiling, we profiled all the units. And then there was this one girl. There was this one girl that was like, oh my God.
Good morning, Sherry.
She was such a hot mess. The one that this other girl that we profiled, we found her. She had 3 Facebook pages, 3 different ones. And we knew it was him. Oh, and you know how we knew that the guy, that the drug guy was him in New Jersey? He looked completely different from his profile picture on Facebook and his mugshot on the internet, and he looked very, very different. But the reason why we knew it was him, because in both pictures, in his Facebook picture he was like this, and then in his arrest picture he was like this. His head was tilted again, like he had the same tilt on his head. But the girl, she had this huge, enormous necklace, gold, with all diamonds, bling bling, and it said #boss. So George is like, Donna, we need to get that for the boss babes, and we all need to wear those for the boss babes. I'm like, oh please. Oh my God, it was so she had three different and she was a hot mess. She was an absolute hot mess. I'm like, we don't need to be even bidding on her unit, because you could just tell her life was just a hot mess.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting how much information you can get from people by profiling them, you know, from their units. And a lot of the times it's because, you know, they end up going to jail or whatever, bad decisions. But yeah.
Good morning, Paul. Hey,
Yeah.
Mama. Good morning, Kelly. Yeah, so it's funny when you start to go through a unit, you really do profile them more and more and more. The more you get into their stuff, so to speak, you know. But sometimes things don't make sense either, because you know, like you get a box of, let's say, movies or DVDs like I did, and you look at the titles and you say, oh, I don't know. Because then when you look at the clothes, or, I mean, this woman had 5 sewing machines in the unit, but then like she had some designer clothes. Like it was weird. Like that's not the same person sometimes, some youthful stuff versus some older stuff. So that's when you kind of like, all right, it was probably the mom passed away, but the kids also threw some of their stuff in the eunuch, so to speak.
Yeah.
I don't know,
James says, I'm going to Donna if I ever need expert advice in Googling. Don't come to me, James. I am so bad at it. I can look someone up. I can look someone up on
Marrakech. Where have you been? I haven't seen you in a long time. Good morning.
I can look someone up on Facebook, and then I know the whole trick about arrest because someone told me that a long time ago. But that's all. I am not a Google research kind of expert. As a matter of fact, you guys know, like during my auctions, I'll be like, can someone Google this? Can someone look this up? Right? I'm so bad. T knows I can't even drop links on.
Yeah, Donna's the last person you want having as a mod.
The last person you want teaching you how to.
I mean, even if you just say to Donna, could you drop the link for coffee tomorrow morning? She doesn't even know where to find it. No,
I know. It's like the 3 dots. I'm like, I don't even know where those 3 dots are. As a matter of fact, George was asking me the other day about, and also Patrick, geez, he's always on me. Did you do this to your YouTube channel? Did you do that I'm so behind on all that YouTube channel tweaking and adding, commercials and tags, and I'm like, good morning. I'm like so
Paul just sent a picture because they're sourcing on the road. He says we are at an unclaimed baggage center. So I guess it's where people, I don't know if you can see it, I guess where people never claim their luggage.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah.
About it. But I also heard it's kind of expensive.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Sheila D says, what made you ladies start getting into buying storage units? Well, I'll tell you, Sheila. My story is I had a charity store for 5 years where people would donate things to me and I would sell them. And then with the proceeds, after I paid all the expenses, I would do nice things for kids in the hospital that are battling cancer. I would constantly send things to the children and to the parents. Well, after 5 years of running the store, it failed, unfortunately. No lack of merchandise. I had lots and lots.
She just had too good a heart, which is hard to have in business.
Thank you. I did. Actually, that was really nice of you to say that, but I used to give a lot of stuff away. I just gave a lot of stuff away, and I would give a lot of the good stuff away. And the area that it was in was kind of poor. So people would drive and bring me things or call me. We would rent a U-Haul truck and go pick up all this great merchandise and then, sell it off for like too cheap. But my rent was really high. My operating expenses were really, really high. Anyways, I struggled with it for 5 years. I finally closed it. Broke my heart when I closed it. But I closed it. But when I closed it with a huge debt. Thousands of dollars in debt, and I did not want to file bankruptcy. I wanted to make good on my debt, so I kept a lot of the merchandise and I started selling on eBay, and I was doing really, really well on eBay, and I paid off my debt, which was in the thousands of dollars in basically 10 months, like in under a year. So I started to run out of merchandise because I had kept a lot of like the finer things from the store. So I started running out of merchandise. And years ago, I used to buy storage units. And I'm like, so then I started to go thrifting and, picking up, one item things, while I was thrifting. And I'm like, this is like way too time consuming. I don't have the patience to go through a whole rack of jeans to try to find just the jeans that are worth to put on eBay. So I'm like, let me go back to my roots of what I used to do years ago before I started raising my kids, and I started buying storage units again to sell on eBay. And then I bought too many storage units and my inventory started to really pile up, and I started coming online and selling my goods in bundles to other resellers that don't want to go out thrifting or don't have the ability to go out thrifting, or the thrift stores are too far from them. And that's how my little auction, venture has exploded. And then I met T, and she kind of got the bug from me and was like, I'm going to buy a storage unit. So T just bought her.
You know what? Not 100% true, but yes, I finally dove in, but I've been thinking about it for years and years and years. But then, when Storage Wars and all that stuff came out, I just kind of stood back and I watched people just like overpaying so much for them that it was just not worth it for me at the time. And then, yes, did you force me the bug? It was my husband's, comment. Oh, you're just trying to compete with Donna. Oh. No, I've always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But,
Austin is here busy.
And I, you know what? It's not all what it looks like. Yes. Did I got my first unit? Did I hit a score? Absolutely. I know that they're not all going to be like that. I've seen, what other folks have found, including Donna, that, sometimes you basically just buy something to clean out their junk, so.
Yeah. It's tough sometimes.
Don, I guess Don's trying to brag. I don't know. We're supposed to be saying he's all my 64 years I've never been in. I guess he doesn't want you Googling his name, Donna.
I promise. I'm too busy. I'm too busy to be lurking people's names, or whether or not people. T, why would you not think it's not Donna that got you into it? Smiley face.
Because it's always been in my head for years. It's just, to her credit, absolutely. It made me proactive, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a little while before I buy my next one after this one, only because I've got to have a plan,
Yeah, there was a couple yesterday. My husband was like, why didn't you bid on that? And I'm like, you know what? I need to concentrate. Like, if I bid on a unit right now, like my next 48 hours are so busy. And Jeremy and George have given me the unit that they bought yesterday. They gave it to me. So I actually have to go empty that out in the next 48 hours. And I still have so much.
Morning, husband. Morning.
Of my studio, my broadcasting studio, which is what I call my eBay room now. I'm going to try to be a little bit more professional. I have that to straighten out, and the holidays are here, and I still haven't done any Christmas shopping. Nothing. I haven't bought my children not one item. Nothing. So I've got to do that. I've got the meetup today, and then I've got an event to go to tonight, and yeah.
Sheila, just email me. In fact, I just want to make that announcement for 2020. I've actually tweaked the way I'm going to be doing auctions. So they're not all going to be the same like we had planned. I know I have my little banner down here at the bottom about, wholesale bulk auctions. And we will definitely still, when Donna sells and, we'll have a night where we'll have a guest on that'll be about bulk selling. But we're also going to do maybe the collaboration where there's 5 or 6 of us on. I'm thinking once every other Saturday night, we might do that. And then, another night during the week that we'll just do one-off items, things like that. So we're gonna change it up for 2020, but I am filling the calendar up. If you'd like to come on and do an auction any of your stuff off, please send me an email, mygreatfindforyou@gmail.com. I'll type it in the chat and I'll get you on the calendar for the new year. Because we'd love to have you on. And if you need to get rid of and sell some of your stuff, come on in.
So Dawn says, I was trying not to say it's all about Donna. Really, Dawn? You're mistaken, sweetheart. You're wrong. It is all about Donna.
Good morning, Anthony. Anthony's home from Disney
World. I know. I saw Holly's Instagram pictures. And then Mark says, I need to get a storage unit this year. I have a place to put all of the inventories. Also would make my wife very happy. Well, just be prepared, Mark, because, it's number one, it's a lot of work. And, you guys, when I bring Boston's moaning, he just went to sit down and he's moaning. He's 10 and a half years old. I get so worried about him, like that he's getting old. Anyways, yeah, so when you guys, I want you to understand, when I bring things to auction and you guys see the stuff that I bring to auction, I'm bringing you the best of the best. You don't know what I had to dig through to get that stuff and the work that goes to bringing that stuff. And also, and I've made this clear lots of times, a lot of the things that I bring, I source from different areas. I have a relationship with a bulk buying store that I buy from. They buy in bulk and then they bulk things together. Like some of the socks that I bring come from the bulk buying store. And then I have my pallet guy that gives me, well, not gives me, but I pay for it. As a matter of fact, I just paid for some stuff I need to get from him. All my new with tag stuff. So there's different areas. And then I also have some people that consign with me. I'll only consign really, really nice quality, expensive. Like, I'm building a reputation. Like, I met a guy yesterday at the auction. He's actually coming to the meetup. I was just looking at the time because I need to go get ready. He's coming to the meetup today. He buys storage units. And this is like one of the biggest problems with storage unit buyers is it's easy to buy a storage unit. It's really hard to get rid of the stuff. So he's got like this big barn full of stuff that he's like, I'd really like, I'd be interested in talking to you and consigning some stuff for you to bring to auction, and I told him, I said, I'll do that, but it's only high-end, really, really nice stuff, because that's what I like to, I don't like to bring junk to you, that's why you guys keep coming back. Good morning, Meesha. Meesha's here. That's why you guys keep coming back, because you can get some nice quality stuff. Yeah. What'd you do, T?
Oh, I hit my stupid thing. I forgot I had the volume on.
You have one of those stupid things too?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyways, long story short, it's a lot of work. It's not, like, you guys may look at me and be like, holy cow, she got all that stuff out of a storage unit. Look at, all those, like, so I bring you a lot of 8 pairs of jeans. Sometimes, like, I'll tell you guys, I haven't gone through this. I'm going through it with you right now for the first time. And I'm honest with you, and we'll go through it together for the very first time. T, I've had I've done that, where I've just grabbed the bin and put the bin here next to me and just, I'm going through the stuff and showing you. But most of the time, I go through the lots and I will check for holes or stains or rips, or because I'm not going to bring, so that part of it too. So you've got to really dig out all of the try it though, just try it. T got a good taste of it.
Oh yeah. I think the biggest thing is the help, right? Because you can always go through it later. Just the help to get the stuff out of there. If I didn't have my son and his girlfriend help, I would have been dead in the water. I would have been paying. I would have either not be getting my deposit back, or I'd be paying for a month worth of, keeping the storage unit, because it's getting the stuff out there in the 48-hour. Now, I happen to have lucked out with the lady that was the manager of the facility, because quite honestly, she even said to me when she first took me to the locker and opened it, and she said, "You don't look like our normal clientele here," And I bought it on a Thursday night or Friday, I don't remember. And, technically 48 hours would be Sunday, but they're not open on Sunday. So she gave me till Monday. And long story short, I convinced her to give me the code to come in on Sunday to get into the facility, which she trusted me with, because I guess when you buy a unit, they don't usually give it to the outside public unless you're renting. And then she let me have till Tuesday. Now, I didn't need till Tuesday besides, I got it done pretty much almost all day Sunday. And, you know, we had a couple of hiccups Sunday morning, locking keys and things like that. You remember that situation. But for the most part, other than just a couple of things I had to go back for Monday morning, it all worked out. But I was very grateful for that. But you're not always going to run into that, you know, unless I'm buying from that storage unit again.
Yeah, I mean, I do have to say 75%. I know we'll say 75% of the facility managers will either let you retro pay to the end of the month, which I told you to ask her to do that.
I did, but it was still so, to me, it was because it was a big unit.
Yeah, her retro pay was really expensive. It was an additional $100 and something.
$190.
Yeah, for your retro pay. So yeah, thanks, John. So yeah, sometimes the retro, then sometimes they'll just keep extending it. And you know, my hoarders unit that I bought, my big huge mega box unit that I bought, they actually allowed me to park the truck and trailer in one of their parking spots that they rent out. They had an empty spot. The manager was like so nice to me, and they extended me by 5 days. I didn't pay not one penny extra. 5 extra days they gave me. Plus they gave me a double spot in their parking lot to park the truck and trailer. It was a double spot. I'm sure they get a lot of money. Those double spots are for big, huge motor coaches. For me to leave the truck and trailer there for 5 days, and we would go back and forth with my car to the facility every day, and we just didn't have to go back and forth with that big, massive, huge trailer, which saved me a lot on gas too. Yeah, so don't be afraid to ask.
Arthur says he figures in 1 month's fee before even bidding on a storage unit just in case. I didn't even know you bought storage units, Arthur. That's great to know.
Listen, sweetheart, with that being said, I have to go pick up the kids, and not my kids, Jeremy and George kids. I have to go pick them up, and we got to get down to West Palm Beach. And you guys watch for either a quick live, or I might do a little video of whoever shows up. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I haven't decided. But yeah, I mean, I'm almost ready. I'm just going to, this is me. I'm going the way I am. I'm exhausted, and I'm not going to doll myself up. It is what it is.
That's all.
Right?
Yep. All right, guys. So always coffee tomorrow morning as well. But we are having a pop-up auction this afternoon at 4 p.m. on this channel. I will do the StreamYard as soon as we're done here. It'll be Lisa and I, Lisa Flippin Crazy. And we'll go on at 4, and we'll play it by ear. We'll see how the selling goes, things like that. I do have a couple of jewelry jars, some plush, some books, some kids items. I have some jeans. I have some crafts. I have a lot of crafts. And some other things I'll test the water with, like some religious articles that I found.
Big Red just put in your first bid.
Thanks, Big Red.
$20 for whatever you want to sell. Okay, bye, you guys. We'll see you later on online. Mwah. Bye, T. I'll talk to you in a little while.
All right, honey.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Love you. Bye-bye.
Sylvia, we could plan a meetup for sure. Absolutely. If you'd like, in the maybe when it gets a little bit warmer. This way we know we don't have to cancel because of snow, rain, ice, and all that other fun stuff that has come into our lives at this point. The sun is rising here, so I start to look like a ghost more and more as the morning goes on. But I'm not going to keep you guys. We're on for about an hour, and I just want to remind you guys that today, this afternoon, 4 o'clock, pop-up auction with myself and Lisa Flippin Crazy. We'll have some nice stuff for you. Probably tomorrow with Donna. We're not 100% sure with Donna what's going to happen with her auction tomorrow. So we'll play it by ear. We'll do something, maybe even if it's just an hour. And that's probably going to do it before Christmas holiday. We're not going to have any more auctions then until after the Christmas holiday. Maybe next Sunday. I'm not sure. We'll see. Pat Dees is going to be in Florida, so I think Donna and Pat are going to get together. So we may not even do one. Maybe she'll do her late night next Sunday. But I'll be on before Christmas. We have a live show, T's and D's. Pat Dees and I are going on Monday morning at 10 a.m. I will drop the link here in the chat. And then Tuesday at some point, Donna and I will just pop in just for a hi, Merry Christmas, kind of, not an auction, just a hi, and, you know, say hi to friends and stuff, and wish you guys a very merry. Other than that, I think that'll probably do it for me, at least of all of next week. I'm not going to be doing any auctions myself, nor having any guests on. I didn't book anybody for any guests. And I certainly, I'm not going to call anything. Donna's usually Tuesday night, Christmas Eve, when we won't do an auction then. And Friday night, we'll see how it goes. Again, we'll play Friday night by ear, depending on how the week goes. But we really appreciate you guys. But look for new stuff in the coming year, 2020. I am going to make a lot of changes to the channel as far as how we're going to present things and how we're going to do things. I know we're kind of tweaking it a little bit more towards everyone and not just the reseller community. So, oh, thank you, Big Red. He put it in there, and I'm busy looking for the link. Thanks, Big Red. Appreciate it. Good morning, Francesca. Thank you for coming. Thanks, guys. Yeah, stay warm. It's not terrible. I mean, everybody thinks it's so cold here. It's not really. Long Island is. It's kind of mild for the most part. We have those crazy days at points, but it's about 30 degrees, which that's normal to me. You know, it's going to be a high at 36. That's December. Do I like it? Not really, but this is where I live. So we will see you guys all later. Yes, there's Lisa. She'll be coming on with me later. And just as long as you're subscribed to the channel, you'll get the notification. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And we'll see you guys later. Yes, we need time for the holiday. Thank you, Dawn. We'll see you later. Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it. Have a great day.